Do you find it hard to remain positive? Is your mind spiraling with negative thoughts? Do you find it hard to see the good in situations? Do you always think that the worst case scenario is going to happen? This is because we're wired to see the negative, not the positive. Something good happens and we think, when is this going to end? We're conditioned to see the bad in a situation rather than good. But there is actually a positive in every negative, and we can rewire our brains, retrain our brains, relearn how to be positive rather than remain negative. It's all about a daily practice. My name is Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is it. We're creatures of, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Or bad luck happens in threes. Or today I've had a run of bad luck. This is your thought system. This is nothing else, and it's a false belief. We really have the power to dictate our lives, to control our lives, what we think we attract. And because of our upbringing, because of our conditioning, because of our environment, we see negative everywhere. And especially in Ireland, I don't know what it is like. We could be in the depths of the best day of our lives and we'll be like, yeah, but when's it going to go wrong? Enjoy the fucking moment, people. This is it. We really do this. And it's like, I used to live by Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I was the most pessimistic, fearful, worried person you'll ever meet. I suffered severely with anxiety. And you know, if anyone that knows what anxiety is like, you're lucky to have a good day. Because you might start off, or not start off, you'd never really have a good day when you've got anxiety. But like, you know, you might have a little bit of run of good thoughts in your head, but one negative thought makes you fucking spiral. And when you're not in control of that thought, it's detrimental to your mental and physical well-being. But we can actually control it. And I had to retrain and rewire my brain for this, because as I said, I was the most pessimistic person ever. And when I started reading the law of attraction, I was like, yeah. This can't change. How can I change from this negative energy? And this is what, like, it's what we've learned. It's what we've grown up in. It's you know, and there's another phrase, hope for the best, but expect the worst, or hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. It's like, no, the quote we should be living by is, there should be no plan B because it only distracts from plan A. If we say to ourselves, I'm going to do this today, but if it doesn't work out, I'll be fine. That's not a positive thought. That's literally saying, yeah, well, look, I don't believe in myself, so fuck it. And like, that's exactly it. If you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to do it? Every single thought we have, everything we say to ourselves has an impact, even on an unconscious level. So if you joke about yourself jokingly say you're stupid, your mind is going to believe that. So anything negative you say, your mind is going to believe that. So if you fear something, you're going to attract it. But if you love something, you're going to attract that. So what way do you want to wake up in the morning? The simple thing of waking up in the morning going, oh my God, I don't want to go to school today. I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, it's so depressing. This is going to be a shit day. And you're probably going to get up. You're probably going to fucking hit your toe off the bed. And you're probably going to go into a spiral of shitty energy. And because we keep saying, I just had a bad luck situation, I'm going to have a run of bad luck. You're going to have a run of bad luck. It's that simple. Whereas if you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a good day today, you're not going to hit your toe off the fucking bed. You're not going to end up behind a tractor. You're going to get to work on time, and you're going to get time to make yourself a cup of coffee. Just because you woke up in a better energy. So how do we do this? We literally start to say positive things to ourselves. You know, the Henry Ford quote, if you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. So which one do you choose today? Do you want to say you can, or do you want to say you can't? And this is one of the ones I love, because as I said, everything we say to ourselves, we believe. So affirmations are great to change your positive from negativity to positivity. So saying positive affirmations like I am happy, I am healthy, I am safe, I am protected, these kind of things, keep saying them to yourself till you believe them. Say you're beautiful every day and you'll eventually believe it, because you are beautiful, even if you don't believe that. And this is one of the ones that this is another thing actually. You know, we think small things are the end of the world. When we're in that conditioned bubble, it's like, it's the simple thing of knocking your toe off the bed. It's like, oh my God, my whole world is ending. This is the worst day ever. It's like, really? Really? And like, you know, computer going down in work, or, you know, little things going wrong in work, we literally spiral. We freak out and we're like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst day ever. And I remember when I had really bad anger issues and the computer would fail in work, I would feel my blood boiling so intensely. That's not good for your health. And it's just like, after I healed from that, I was like, oh my God. The things that we see as the end of the fucking world are not the end of the fucking world. You drop your keys, you're like, oh shit, my day is fucking over. It's like, any kind of delay is actually a redirection or a protection. Any time the universe slows you down is a way of telling you, slow the fuck down. You know, they're saving you from an accident. They're saving you from getting hurt. But it's those little things. We spend our whole day in negativity because the little things are the end of the fucking world. They're not the end of the world. Oh my God. Jesus, what is wrong with us that we literally spiral because one thing goes wrong? Like, when you think about it, and I have to keep telling myself this, if something goes wrong, is it going to kill you? Or is it going to affect you in 5 years' time? The answer to both those questions is no. So why the fuck are we stressed over it? And, you know, this is how we have to escape from this bubble of darkness. And that's what it is. We're living in this grey, black and white energy where everything is miserable. I don't want to get up this morning. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go into this job. I don't want to do this. And it's just like, and you're literally exaggerating something that's not that big a deal. Something that you can change. You can actually change it with your mindset. If you don't like the job you go into, you can change that if you change your mindset and your belief system. You can make your work environment more pleasant, like more pleasurable, if you actually change how you view it. If you go into work every day saying, I hate my job, I'm miserable, don't get on with my boss, this is going to be a shit day, you're going to have a shit fucking day. But if you try and change it and say, look, I can manage with my boss, I enjoy my colleagues, we're going to have a good flowing day, that's going to happen. And this is one of the ones that I love to do is, well, first of all, for retraining from negative into positive, we all have an abundance of negative thoughts in our head. It's just the way we're fucking wired. So replace every negative thought with 3 positive ones every single time it happens for 30 days. This is what I did. You actually have to train your brain. And that's the fact. We have been brainwashed into being fucking negative and fearful all the time. Literally, we have been conditioned that way. That is learned behavior. We need to unlearn it. We need to brainwash ourselves. Actually, we have to re-brainwash ourselves with positivity. We have to reprogram our mind into positive thoughts. That's the thing. It's a rewiring, it's a reprogramming, it's a retraining, it's a relearning. That's what we have to do. So it's a daily fucking practice. It really is. Like, you know, we can't just say, I'm going to be positive today and not keep it up. We have to maintain it. And that's another thing with this awakening journey and this healing journey. It's maintenance. You can't just, say, do it one day and not do it the next day. It's a daily practice. So what can you do in a daily practice to rewire your brain? Obviously, replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. And you will find them. And even if it's the same 3 positive thoughts every single time, at least you're pushing that negative thought out of your mind. So, even if you can't expand on the 3 positive ones, use the same 3 positive ones every time you have a negative thought. That's a great way to retrain your brain. Another one, instead of saying, do this, a list of the things you do every day. Right? And what do we say? I have to do this. I have to get up. I have to have a shower. I have to have breakfast. I have to feed the dog. I have to feed the cat. I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to do that. And I have to do that. Sounds depressing, doesn't it? Change the words I have to I get to. I get to get up. I get to have a shower. I get to feed the animals. I get to go to work. I get to do this. It sounds a bit different, but it actually works. Because in fairness, not every person gets to live the life that you live. And we're going around going, I have to live this life. You're getting to live this life. And you're getting to choose every day how you live that life. So it is up to you. And people will be a little bit triggered by this. And I know I was. When you told me a few years ago, it's a bit longer than a few years, that I can become a positive person and that my life would be better and that I wouldn't have to live the same shit every day, I would have told you to fuck off. I would have been like, don't be ridiculous. You know, this is the way I live. This is how life is. Life is always going to be depressing. Life is miserable. That's how I feel. And that's how I felt until I read The Law of Attraction and I read how powerful our mind fucking is. And I retrained my brain. And I was like, you know, and even the simple thing, I used to be such a grumpy morning person. I used to hate happy morning people. I used to, actually, you know what, as well? Anyone that was really happy all the time, I used to be like, what the fuck is wrong with them? They're on fucking drugs. Because I thought it wasn't normal to be happy unless you were drunk. Anyway, genuinely, I just didn't think that happiness was a real thing unless you were on some kind of medication. And I used to hate and be triggered by happy morning people and happy people in general. Until I became one. Oh, I remember I was in work one morning and I was doing my job as a corner and I started singing to myself and my arse was shaking. This was 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was just like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? That was after rewiring. Instead of being grumpy and miserable every morning, I found myself singing at 7 o'clock in the morning, dancing. You know, and even before work then I started to be dancing at 6 a.m, like disco dancing. You know what I mean? So if I can go from being the most miserable, angry morning person who hated happy morning people to being a happy morning person, this stuff actually works. It really does. And it really shocked me. It's like, what am I doing singing at this hour of the morning? That's not normal. And it was just like, yes, it fucking is, because I made it normal. You know what I mean? So if I can go from being the most miserable fucking person in the world, so like I wasn't always miserable, was I? Jesus, that sounds bad. But no, I was the most pessimistic person in the world, fearful person in the world. You know, and my thought system was fucked. Like, it was just so negative, so depressing. And, you know, I see it with other people now, like, and, you know, like, it's about living in the moment. Like, when you're in the middle, like, we do this in relationships as well. It's like, oh my God, it's going so right, but it's obviously going to go wrong because it never works out. And you're literally there, you're missing out on the best opportunities or the best memories or the best moments because you're sitting there going, yeah, but it's bound to go wrong. It's bound to fail. And it's just like, oh my God, will you just enjoy the fucking moment? Please enjoy it. Like, we're not even promised tomorrow and we're sitting here worrying about when this good moment is going to end. How about manifesting multiple good moments? Instead of sitting there in the good moment manifesting a negative one, because that's what we do. We're having the best day of our lives, but we're sitting there going, yeah, but how long is that going to last? And it's just like, you're literally asking for shit to happen in your life because you're sitting here going, fuck this is a good day, so I'm going to say fuck you good day, and I'm going to say come here good bad day. That's what we're doing. This is effectively what you're doing when you're not enjoying the moment and you're thinking about the negative thing that could happen. When in actual fact, if we keep positive, it means we can keep attracting positive energy. Positive mind, positive life. It's that simple. And you know, people will think, oh no, you're wrong. How am I wrong? I am fucking scientific proof right here looking at you. I was such an angry, grumpy, pessimistic person who had anxiety and depression all the time. Now, I'm fucking buzzing. My friends actually nicknamed me the optimistic orange because I went into complete positive mode. And it really does trigger people to be when you're that positive. It does, because it triggers us because we're so fucking negative. That's why. So it's all about changing your language. It's all about rewiring your brain. And it's all about doing it every single day. You know what I mean? We have to, like, because of the the energy of this world and the fucking conditioning we've been through, there's such this negative darkness, and negativity is so contagious. Like, positivity isn't contagious as well, but negativity is more contagious, I think. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know, I've done this analogy before. If you put a good apple into a bowl of bad apples, what the fuck is going to happen? You've got a bowl full of assholes. They're all going to turn bad. It's that simple. So if you're surrounded by negative energy all the time, and that's the simple thing of watching the news or watching something that lowers your vibration, being in the company of people who are fucking bitching all the time, all of this is negative energy, and it seeps in. And you know, the last few times that I was, working with people, it was just like, you know, even if you're in the same room as it, you start to drift away from that gossip mentality, and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. And you're in earshot of this shit, and you're like, oh my God, have you nothing better to talk about except for everyone else? It's bullshit. Anyway, so you know, remove yourself from those situations, remove yourself from negative environments, remove like media or television that makes you drained. Remove that kind of stuff out of your life. Because I stopped watching the news. I stopped reading the newspapers. I stopped watching anything that lowered my vibration. I cut everyone out of my life that was negative in order for me to remain positive. And that's it's as I said, it's something that we have to train at. And like, you know, it does take effort. Like when I was reading The Law of Attraction, when I was reading The Secret, I read that every single day like it was my Bible, until I actually had it myself rewired. And what I did as well was write down positive quotes in notebooks. I have like loads of notebooks full now, so that I could go to them quickly whenever I relapsed. Whenever I was having a spirally negative thought energy, I'd open my notebook and I'd read a positive quote. And positive quotes, oh my God, I love quotes. Do you know what I mean? They really do uplift your whole mindset, your day. And I look back on them now. Like, I look back over those books and I was like, oh my God, I remember the day I wrote that. I remember how weak I was, how scared I was, how still negative I was. You know, and now I can read it and I have that power within me. I'm like, yeah, I fucking conquered that. Like, you know, so it's it's a really nice way of, it's a really nice thing to do, in fairness. You know, we might think, oh, this is a struggle. I have to train. I have to do this. I have to put work in. But ask yourself this question. Do you want to spend the rest of your life fucking miserable, worrying about the next negative thing that would happen by creating it with your mind? Or do you want to put in that daily work to become the most positive person in the fucking world? It's that simple. It's up to you. You can live in this miserable negativity for the rest of your life, because that's your choice. Or you can choose today to start rewiring your brain. And it's that simple. And it really is. Meditation is great as well. Any kind of meditation for reprogramming the unconscious mind is very good as well. Daily affirmations are awesome. Replace every negative thought with 3 positive ones for 30 days and you're going to be flying, so you are. You're going to be so optimistic. You're going to be dancing at 6 o'clock in the morning. You really are. You really are. Like, in fairness, for me to be dancing at 6 o'clock in the morning, that's so weird. I do that now all the time. It's like a normal thing. But when I first started doing it, I was like, who is your one? Jesus. I was like an alien to my former self. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way to be. So let's bring some more positivity into your life. Let's start every day with something to be grateful for, with a positive thought. Think of the things that you're so blessed to have in your life. Say thank you for waking up. Say to yourself every day, I intend for this to be a good day. Or a simple thing, thank you for this good day that is coming. Instead of saying, oh my God, I don't want to go to school today, say, I cannot wait to learn. Or work, whatever. We learn every day. But, simple things like that. You know, enjoy the moment. And yes, enjoy the fucking moment. Anytime anything good happens, stop thinking when it's going to fucking end or the negative side of it. Think about the now. Think about this moment. And be positive in this moment. And we can create more positive moments if we remain positive, instead of thinking about the next negative moment. So let's train our brains. Let's remain positive. Let's all spread that positivity, because positivity is also contagious. We just need a little bit of practice. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share. And please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. And I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.